Congratulations, you have just found the #1 over 50 health and wellness podcast on the planet. Hello and welcome to the Over 50 Health and Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, Kevin English. I'm the founder of the Silver Edge, and our mission is to help you build and maintain a lean, healthy body that you love for the rest of your life, so that you can show up in the second half of your life as the healthiest, strongest, most vital version of yourself. We have another episode of the Coach's Corner today, so there's no guest, it's just me, and we'll be back next week with our normal interview format. But this week, I want to talk about fat loss challenges, specifically for those of us over 50, and exactly why I am not a big fan of them. And then stand by, because I'm going to pitch you on why I think you should join our fat loss challenge. But before we get to that, I have a favor to ask. It would mean a lot to me if you would take 1 minute and give this podcast a 5-star rating and review, especially those of you listening on Apple Podcasts. Here's why. It's not just because it makes me feel good and lets me know that there are people out there enjoying the show, and it's not even so much for the podcast rankings and the algorithms and things of that nature, but rather, it's because it's the first place that potential guests go to see if this show is worth their time to do an interview with me. So as of right now, this show has a paltry 74 ratings and 23 reviews. But here's the thing. Those are rookie numbers. Now, fair warning, Apple doesn't make rating and reviewing podcasts terribly obvious on their app, but it's really quite simple. Here's what you do. You open your Apple Podcast app, click on the library, scroll until you find my show. It's the Over 50 Health and Wellness Show. Click on it. Then you have to scroll down past the current episodes until you see the show trailer. And right underneath that, it'll say ratings and reviews. Ratings are dead simple. You just click on the stars to rate. To write a review for the podcast, you'll need to scroll on down past that first review, and then you'll see in little teeny letters it says write a review. If you click on that, you can write an actual review. Phew, okay. Thanks for hanging in with me there, but I would really appreciate it if you'd consider leaving this show a rating and a review. And aside from sharing this show with a friend, this is the #1 way you can support this show. Okay, enough of that. Let's get on with today's show. Fat loss challenges are a terrible idea. Okay, some of you that have been around here for a while might be thinking, hey Kev, aren't you promoting your 21-day challenge right now? And the answer to that is yes. Yes, in fact, we are. So what I thought I'd do today is talk about typical fat loss challenges, why I'm not a fan, especially for those of us over 50, and then talk a little bit about the wildly popular 21-day challenges that we run over here at the Silver Edge. So let's start here. What exactly are these fat loss challenges? These are typically short duration community events where people come together with the common goal. In this case, the common goal is losing weight. And they typically range from 10 to 30 days. There are shorter ones and there are certainly longer ones. And there's usually some sort of prize or award for the winner. Now, these weight loss challenges have become extremely popular for reasons we're getting ready to discuss, and they are usually run by nutrition, diet, or health companies for the purposes of marketing and gaining new clients. So, for example, full disclosure, here at the Silver Edge, whenever we run challenges, we know from past experience that about 15% of our participants will become clients of our one-on-one coaching program. So these are prevalent, they're popular, and as a rule, I'm just not a big fan. And here's why. Let's start the discussion with just this fascination we have with rapid fat loss. You've seen the ads, right? These tantalizing headlines and banners that shout at us, lose 10 pounds in 10 days, or get a beach body in just 1 week. And look, there's no denying the powerful magnetism behind these kinds of claims. The promise of rapid results in an ever-fasting world is very seductive. But Let's dive into the psychology and the factors that fuel this allure. And first up is, of course, instant gratification. We live in an era of next day deliveries and instant messaging, and patience, frankly, has become a scarce commodity. We're conditioned to expect quick results, and this mindset often spills over into our health and fitness aspirations. The thought of seeing noticeable changes in a matter of 3 weeks, who wouldn't be tempted by that? The second factor here I want to talk about are these visual motivators. And what I'm talking about here is those of us in the fitness community, and I mean those of us in the industry and those of you as consumers, all of us collectively, we sure love our before and after photos. In fact, I often refer to this as the cult of before and after. And these before and after photos are very often showcased in these challenges, and they present a very compelling visual narrative. They subtly convey the idea that, well, if they can, so can you, and fast. And this visual testimony can sometimes override our rational understanding of our body's actual processes. And next up, when we talk about the allure of rapid fat loss, is just this idea of a short-term commitment. Again, this can be very alluring. Many people feel overwhelmed at the idea of long-term lifestyle changes. And spoiler alert, that's what we're all about here at the Silver Edge. But a rapid challenge, on the other hand, is a short sprint. It's seen as this small commitment, a quick detox or a reset button, and it makes it far more attractive for those of us hesitant to actually overhaul our entire lifestyles. And finally, I want to talk about emotional triggers when we talk about the allure of rapid fat loss. Often a sudden desire for rapid fat loss is triggered by some sort of emotional event. Think of things like upcoming weddings or maybe reunions, or it could even be the sudden realization that comes to some of us when we're putting on clothes in our closets. And these emotional catalysts can make us vulnerable to promises of quick body transformations. Now, while all of these factors make rapid fat loss challenges enticing, it's important that we approach these with caution and awareness, again, especially for those of us in the over 50 club. Next up, let's just talk about some of the drawbacks of typical weight loss challenges. Now, these obviously aren't advertised and they're not discussed in those glossy ads and those infomercials that we see, but while many challenges can vary, most of the quick fix variety have inherent flaws. And when I say quick fix variety, I'm talking about a weight loss challenge where the winner is the person who loses the most weight. And here's what we often see in these kinds of challenges. First up, we see nutritional deficiencies. Many rapid weight loss plans severely slash calories, which can lead to a lack of essential nutrients, which over time weakens the immune system, causes fatigue, affects bone health, on and on and on. And as we talk about all the time on this show, rapid weight loss will slow your metabolism to a crawl. Not a good thing. And other weird things can pop up in some of these extreme challenges, right? We see things like gallstones. These are hard crystals that form in your gallbladder, and they can be excruciating. We see these sometimes as a result of rapid weight loss. We also sometimes see associated with these fat loss challenges dehydration. And many of us mistake weight loss from fluid loss as fat loss, but it's not. And this not only provides false satisfaction, but it leads to dehydration, which affects kidney function, electrolyte balance, and just overall poor health. Next up, I want to talk about muscle loss, especially for those of us over 50. You guys know that here at the Silver Edge, we are big proponents of muscle. We are big champions of Dr. Gabriel Lyon, who put forth the proposition that muscle is the organ of longevity, and it's critical as we age for healthy aging and longevity and a increased quality of life. So we know that muscle mass naturally decreases with age, but when we rapidly chase losing weight and shedding pounds without proper strength training, a significant chunk of the weight that we lose will come from muscle tissue. Loss of muscle reduces metabolic rate, meaning that the body burns fewer calories at rest, and this makes maintaining or furthering weight loss even more challenging. For those of us over 50, muscle strength is paramount, not just for aesthetics, but for functional fitness and longevity. Sacrificing muscle for a rapid drop on the scale, not a good bargain. Okay, now another pattern you might recognize in these challenges is the yo-yo effect. So yo-yo effect is we often refer to as yo-yo dieting. It's what it sounds like, right? And in the case of a challenge, it looks like this. You start a challenge, you lose weight quickly, you end the challenge, you return to your old habits, only to see those lost pounds creep back, very often bringing along a few extra friends. And this is the infamous yo-yo effect. But why does it happen? What's going on here is rapid weight loss doesn't really equip participants with any sustainable habits. And once the challenge ends, there's this vacuum. Without ongoing guidance or some kind of a support system, your old patterns quickly resurface. And each cycle of rapid weight loss and gain strains your body. It's confusing for your metabolism, harmful for your heart, and honestly, it's tough mentally and emotionally. It is critical for us to recognize that true health isn't a race, it's a journey. And in the pursuit of wellness, especially post 50, slow and steady always wins the race. And then probably the final problem I have with most challenges is this one size fits all. So as we peel back the layers on rapid weight loss challenges, another glaring issue stands out, and that's this generic blanket approach that most of them take. One size fits all might work in certain situations, but it does not work when it comes to our health, our fitness, and especially for weight loss. It's a strategy that is doomed to fail, and here's why. They ignore individual needs and they don't focus on building long-term, sustainable, healthy habits. So when we talk about individual needs, we're talking about our biological differences. Each of us has a unique body composition, metabolic rate, and hormone balance. And what works fantastic for one person might do little or even be counterproductive for another. We all have our own medical histories, and those of us over 50, we've likely accumulated what I'll call a variety of health experiences. Some might have existing conditions or medications that can influence weight loss, and a generic challenge rarely accommodates all these nuances. And finally, when we're talking about individual needs, we all have personal preferences. Some might thrive on a low-carb diet, while others might find that horrific. We're all bio-individuals, and a one-size-fits-all approach doesn't consider these personal inclinations, which can lead to reduced motivation, adherence, and certainly results. And then going back to these one-size-fits-all programs, not focusing on building long-term sustainable healthy habits. These programs often are promoting quick fixes over lifestyle changes. Most generic challenges are all about getting to that end result as fast as possible, with that end result being weight loss, with very little or no thought to what comes after. The focus is on the what, the losing weight, rather than the how, the habits that lead to that result. They also promote this short-term mindset. Think about something like a 10-day juice cleanse or a 2-week zero-carb challenge. While these might lead to short-term weight loss, they don't instill any healthy habits for lifelong health. The emphasis on this drastic temporary change makes it challenging to discern what practices to continue once the challenge ends. And then finally, when talking about building sustainable habits, these one-size-fits-all kind of challenges typically don't place a lot of value on education. But true transformation comes when we, the participants, understand the why behind each action. Many challenges miss out on educating their participants on nutrition basics, the value of different types of exercise, or the importance of mental well-being. And without this knowledge, it's hard for anyone to craft a personalized, sustainable health journey at the end of these challenges. So, in essence, while one-size-fits-all challenges might promise big results in small packages, they always miss the mark in delivering lasting transformation, especially for those of us in the over 50 community who require and deserve a much more tailored approach. Okay. So I'm done bashing weight loss challenges for the time being for all of the aforementioned reasons. I just can't get behind any challenge where the main goal, and in fact the determining factor for the winner, is weight loss. So now comes the part where I hard sell you on why you should join our 21-day fat loss challenge. So why on earth would I champion a fat loss challenge for our age bracket? It's because our 21-day flabby to fit challenge isn't your typical race to the finish line. So for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, earlier this week, we opened registration for our 21-day challenge. We typically run these types of challenges twice a year, and they are a huge hit with our participants. But here's the thing. The winner of this challenge wins $500, but the winner will not be the person who loses the most weight in 21 days. In fact, weight isn't even a small, teeny tiny factor in determining the winners of our challenges. Really what this is a healthy habits challenge. Will people in this challenge lose weight? Yep. Will they lose as much weight as people in conventional weight loss challenges do? Nope. But here's the trade-off. Instead of losing 15 pounds by crash dieting in 3 weeks, you'll burn a little fat, build a little muscle, and learn small lifestyle changes and habits that you can sustain forever. Our challenges are all about nurturing sustainable habits. Forget about the crash diets. We're all about nourishing your body and mind for the long haul. We're all about empowering muscle growth. Those of you that have been around here for a while, we always talk about the importance and primacy of building and maintaining strength as we age. We also say that age is not a barrier. Let's work together to build strength and lean muscle tailored for this season of our life. And our challenges are all about cultivating and building a community. We want to create a space where everyone's on a shared journey of rediscovery and transformation, and we're cheering each other on. We offer expert guidance and individualized strategies. So myself and Coach Jess and Coach Monica, by the way, actually runs these challenges. She designs them and runs them for the most part. We're all in these challenges together with you, and we're here to answer any questions that you have. Any and all questions. So there's no limit to the amount of questions you can ask about your specific condition, your specific challenges, etc. And this time around with this challenge, we're adding something new. We are going to do 3 live trainings where we are going to teach you the exact framework that we use with all of our one-on-one clients to help them build and maintain lean, strong, healthy, vital bodies that they love. So here's the deal. I want you to sign up. We are capping this at 100 participants, and as of this recording, I'm recording this Thursday afternoon, we're a little over halfway to that mark. So if you're someone who listens to this show because you want to improve your health and well-being, maybe you want to drop a few pounds, maybe you'd like to tone up, maybe you'd like to move pain-free, have more energy, have a roaring libido, or maybe you'd like to rock that little black dress way in the back of your closet. Maybe you want to feel more confident, vibrant, or alive. Whatever your reason, I'd encourage you to register today. You literally can't lose. This is a win-win proposition. Okay, that's our show for today, folks. Please make sure you head over to silveredgefitness.com/225 and get registered for our 21-day Flabby to Fit challenge. In this challenge, you'll have full access to me and our coaches. You'll learn the exact framework we use with our clients. And who knows, you might just walk away $500 richer. Again, you can find that registration link over at silveredgefitness.com/225. As we wrap up our time together today, you can show your support for this show in 2 important ways. The first is to tell a friend about this podcast and encourage them to give it a listen. The second is for you YouTube folks to click the like and subscribe buttons, and you podcast folks to consider giving this podcast a 5-star review on whatever platform you listen to podcasts on, and be sure to subscribe and follow so you don't miss any future episodes. I really appreciate you spending your time with me today, and until next time, stay strong.